Okay, so today we're going to learn about fractional parts. Now we've talked about these before, but we're going to learn a different way to show and handle these, okay? So let's start here. Can you guys count with me how many fish we have over here? So let's start at the top.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So we have 8 fish over here. But are they all the same?
No.
No, they're all different. So we're going to learn how to classify these into different categories to show parts to whole, right? Okay, so now these are going to be our math manipulatives we can use, but everything in this black box, the fish we drag into this black box, we're going to count all those, and those are going to be our whole, okay? And then the different fish in there we can use as our parts. Okay, so let's start with, let's turn this, and let's start with 2 red fish and 2 blue fish. Okay, so who can tell me how many fish we have total? Presley, how many fish? We have 4 fish because we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Even though they're all different, we have 4 fish total. So let's look at our words at the bottom. So blank fish is or are blank out of blank total fish. So where do you guys think we put the number total fish? Jasmine.
On the first blank.
On the first blank, would that make sense? If this is our blank fish, so our part fish is or are what color, or how do we describe them, out of blank total fish? Where would we put our total? Abigail. At the end. So how many total do we have again? 4. So out of 4 total fish. Okay, so now what could we use as our part out of our 4 total fish? Avery.
You could do 2 and 2.
You could do 2 and 2. So does it matter if we do the red fish or the blue fish as our part? No, because they're both parts. That's why we have this blank, and that clarifies which one is our part. Okay? So can someone raise their hand and tell me which one they want to use as a part? Red or blue? Charlie.
Red.
Red. Okay, so blank fish is or are red. Since this is our part, we're counting. And then how many fish are red? Who knows? Nick. 2. So 2 fish are red out of 4 total fish. Does that show the picture we drew here? Okay, so now this is our word way to write this, right? So now let's look over here, and we're going to write it in numbers. So this is like a fraction. So our part is on top, our part over our whole. Okay? So now, what is our part? Who knows what our part is? Right. No, what is our part down here that we use? We're going to use the same part. Red. So how many are red? 2. So our part is 2. Can you guys see that's a 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, what is our whole? How many are our whole? Jasmine. How many do we have total? It's the same numbers we wrote down here.
4.
4. So 2 out of 4. That's our number way to write it, okay? And then we also want to indicate what the number is. Like, so 2/4 red. Because we want to make sure, because it could be 2/4 blue, right? Because that's another part, but it won't always work out that way. So let's try another example. So that's clear. So now, I want you guys, when I call your table, I want you guys to go back to your tables, okay? And on your tables, there's a blue story mat that looks just like this, except it doesn't have any of this on it, but it has the waves at the top. And I'm going to pass out some goldfish that are colored in red, white, and blue. And then I'm going to do stuff on the board, and you guys are going to finish it on your tables. And I also want you guys to get out expo markers when you get there, because you can write on them, okay? So table 1, go back to your table for me. No, we're not going to eat these. These are we're going to use as our math manipulatives. So we're not going to eat these, okay? At the end of the lesson, you guys will get new goldfish that you can snack on. But now we're just using these for math, okay? So don't put them in your mouth.
Did you?
Okay, so this is your example. 1 red fish, 1 blue fish, and 1 white fish. So you guys are going to use your goldfish and make that on your story map. But you can do any color fish you want. It doesn't matter what part it is, you get to pick. Okay, Nicholas. Okay, come up here and tell me what you wrote. Can you write, what color did you pick for your fish to be? White. Okay, so can you write white in the blank for me? Remember, we wrote it in this blank. Yes. No, you don't have to write the sentence, just the numbers. Okay. You can use the eraser. Eraser. Do you want me to write it for you? Okay. Sometimes it's hard to write it in this one. Okay, and now can you write the number of whitefish there are that you use? 1. So 1 whitefish. Okay, thank you, Nick. Now, who can come up and tell me the total number of fish that there are? Preston. Can you come write the total number of fish there are? Three total fish. Does everyone agree with this? Okay, so this is your worksheet that you're going to do first. Now, on the top, there's an example, just like we've been doing on the board. There's 1 fish that is red and 2 yellow fish, which even though they're not colored, so 1 fish is just darker, that's your red fish. And then it shows you how to write in the blanks. 1 fish is red out of 3 total fish, and it gives you an example of the fraction you would be creating with your parts to wholes. Now, let me read you the directions. So eyes and ears up here, okay? It says now, create 4 of your own examples. Glue the goldfish in the first box and fill in the blanks, then write the fraction you created in the second box right next to it. Each example has to include at least 2 colors and 3 fish, but you can always use more. Don't repeat the same example twice, and remember to include what color you are counting out of the whole. Okay, so you guys are going to do this first box on your own. We're going to talk. Yes, and if you have a question, just raise your hand. Okay, so
Now I'm getting yellow. I think I know what's the plan.
guys, pay attention up here a minute, okay? So, Brayden. Okay, so in our first box, you're going to make a picture. You can use any color goldfish you want. Just make your picture first. So say I have 2 red fish and 1 blue fish. So I'm just going to make my picture. It doesn't matter. And then I'm going to look at the bottom. And if I have a question, where should I refer? Where should I go back to? The top, because there's an example on the top, right? So decide your part first. After you've drawn your picture, decide your part. And then write the number of the part on right here in this first blank. And then the color of your part in the second blank. So that would be correct if we had,
It was already broken.
if this one wasn't there. But how many total fish do we have here? We have 4 total fish. And how many are? Okay. Okay. If you have another sauce, you can go get it.
I have one.
Did you? Okay, you can get that out and you can do that. While you're eating those quietly, can you guys look up here and who can tell me what we learned today? Sit in your seat, please. Hank, what did we learn today?
About
About
parts and holes.
parts and holes. And we learned, what did we learn to do with them? Caitlin. We learned how to put them together. And what else did we learn how to do with them? We learned how to compare them. And did we learn, does it matter what color we use as our part? Does it matter?
No.
Nope. Okay. Good job. Thank you guys.